Hi everybody, welcome back. Okay, here we go, here we go. So we've had a fun couple of days. I hope you've had fun and hope you're finding this information helpful. And we're just working through some of the different products that Young Living offers. One of the things that I want to make sure of is that I kind of cover things, and then we're going to be moving on to more specific types of applications and things like that. For example, with your pets, with your children. I also want to do a bit of a make and take with you. So for those of you that don't know what that means, that's do it yourself, making your own products. So a lot of us who get a little bit concerned about some of the things that we might be getting exposed to and products that we're buying at the store, the great way to kind of alleviate some of that concern is to actually make your own. So it's an option. Okay. All right. So today, I don't know if you can see what's there in the corner. Let me move it over. We are going to be talking about a drink called Ningxia Red. And this is actually, some people pronounce it Ninja Red. I pronounce it Ningxia, Ningxia. So Ningxia Red is a very high antioxidant and nutrient rich drink. Now, some of the information I'm going to be sharing with you, I just want to let you know, is information that I learned from Lindsay Elmore, who is a pharmacist, and she works at the global headquarters, I believe, in London right now. So you may see me actually glancing down at some information that I have here because, you know, some of the technical things, polysaccharides, all that stuff, that's not off the top of my head. You know, I've heard it all. I understand the value of what this product offers, and all I know is I really love it and I drink it. But I want to make sure that I'm giving you some of that same information as well. Okay. So let's talk about Ningxia Red. So first of all, Ningxia Red has inside of it what's called the wolfberry, the Ningxia wolfberry. So some people have asked before, is the wolfberry the same thing as the goji berry? Now technically, the wolfberry and the goji berry come from the same type of a plant. So it's almost like a generic name for the same type of plant or plant family. The technical name is Lycium barbarum. Now you know the technical name. And both of them qualify as that, Lycium barbarum. So if you look here closely, I'm hoping that you can see this. You will notice that there is a color difference that is right here at the bottom. You see all of that? See how this is a deeper red color up top, and then at the bottom you see it's a little bit of a rubier red? Okay. That's actually the wolfberry. So the wolfberry, that's the skin, everything is included. They put the whole berry inside of it. So the berry itself is good for many different things. In China, in the Ningxia province of China, where we actually source the berry from, the location, the farm where we partner with to get this berry. In China, this is considered a medicinal grade berry. It is known to be a very high antioxidant, one of the highest antioxidants available on the planet. So I love that. The drink itself is more than just the wolfberry. It also has inside of it, I'm going to read it to you so that I don't get it wrong. It has the Ningxia wolfberry, like I told you. Also has blueberry, plum, cherry, aronia, pomegranate. And then as far as oils, it has grapeseed extract, orange rind oil, yuzu rind oil, lemon rind oil, and tangerine rind oil. So you'll notice that there are a lot of citrus oils in this drink. Now, for those of you who don't know a lot about citrus oils, many of them, including lemon and orange, are very high in limonene, D-limonene. So I would suggest that you go on and you Google information about the benefits of limonene. That's a good way to start, okay? So here we go. This drink, and I'll just read to you very quickly what it says. It is a whole body nutrient infusion. It's diverse in nutrients and in minerals. It helps to prevent against oxidative stress. It actually contains all of the necessary amino acids that the body needs. So I know that there are amino acids that the body is able to create, and then there are amino acids that the body actually needs from diet, from nutrition. And many of those are amino acids that can only be the ones that we need, as far as that we need for our body, are those that we can get from our diet. So the fact is that this drink has all of the amino acids necessary for our body. Isn't that beautiful? It's also one of the highest protein dense foods. So this was interesting to me because I didn't actually even realize this. So Ningxia wolfberry is 13 to 16% protein by weight. That's pretty significant. So it's also the highest whole food source of potassium. The highest whole food source of potassium that you can find is here in this drink. All right, it's high in fiber and zinc. It's low on the glycemic index, so those people who would like to make sure that they are not causing any detriment to their blood sugar levels, that's something to take into consideration. Now, the other thing is that the Ningxia itself, because of the way that it works, it not only helps to prevent oxidative stress, it not only helps to serve in bringing nutrients and minerals into our system, but it's also known to help support healthy energy levels. It's also known to help support healthy eye health. So eyes, you will notice, as I take my hair down for a minute, please excuse, my glasses. Notice how I constantly have my glasses up? There's a reason why. For those of you that know me, back in, I believe it was December, I had gone to the eye doctor. Just a quick little story for you. I had gone to the eye doctor, and when I was there for my regular routine, eye exam, and you get your new glasses and all that stuff, I said to him, I think that my eyes are improving. And he was just like, okay, and what makes you think that? And I was like, I noticed that I feel better with them off. I don't feel like I'm squinting. I don't feel, I don't get the headache. Like before, when I used to have my glasses off, I'd get a headache because I would be straining my eyes so much to see. And he was just like, we'll see. In all honesty, he was a bit dismissive of me, but luckily I don't get offended very easily. So you learn to grow a thick skin, especially when you're kind of going against the grain for what is considered to be the norm. Anyway, so he proceeds with the eye exam. Now I have an astigmatism in my right eye. And in addition to that, in my left eye, when I experienced the stroke 13 years ago, I actually did damage the left eye to the point that when I would be reading documents, I would get about halfway through a page on a book and my eye would get so weak, I'd get terrible pain, my face would start to droop, and I'd get a really bad headache. And so I wasn't able to read. And when I say read, it doesn't mean just the book. It also means on the computer, reading information on the computer. I could barely function. I mean, it was so difficult. I couldn't even go back to work because half of my work was being on the computer. So anyway, there I am, and I'm telling him, well, I notice I can also read a lot longer now and all this different stuff. So he's checking my eyes, and he says to me, the astigmatism in your right eye is almost gone. And I was like, interesting. The next thing he says is, wow, you know what? Your left eye has actually improved by almost 2 points. I said, really? That's good to know. Well, thank you very much. So I was able to get a weaker prescription. Now, for those of you who are able to examine my face, and this is not in judgment of myself because I'm completely accepting of where I am. I'm very grateful for this wonderful, wonderful vessel that I'm able to experience this life in. You will notice if you look at my face, that one side of my face is slightly drooped over the other. And that is from the stroke, and that's okay. What I will tell you is this. It was significantly more up until about 3 years ago. And if you caught me when I was tired, when I had a long day, I was really drooping down pretty good. Now, so I know that this has made a difference for me. I went home and I called a friend of mine who I remembered happened to mention that she had had a lessening in her prescription on her glasses as well. And I said to her, I just came from the eye doctor and my eyesight has improved. Now, for those of you who understand how the eyes work, usually that doesn't happen. No, it doesn't happen. You usually have to get a stronger and stronger and stronger prescription as you kind of go along. So I was like, that's amazing. So I wanted to tell you, this is what happened. And she says, you've been drinking Ningxia wolfberry, right? And I said, yeah. And she goes, don't you know that it helps to support healthy vision, healthy eye health? And I was like, wow, I wonder if there's a connection. I also kind of thought to myself, you know, every night before I go to bed, after I take a quick little shower, wash my face and everything, I put frankincense on my face. And when I put frankincense on my face, I put it all over. I put it over my eyes, I put it over my mouth and my nose. Wonder if there's a connection. So these glasses are new. I got them, I just ripped out my hair. I got them in December, and I am finding that I prefer to be without them. I am actually constantly now putting them up again. And that's what I was doing with the old ones. When I first got them, I was like, oh, this is great. This is perfect. Now I'm just kind of like, you know what? I'll just stick them up on my forehead and I'll do from there. Ningxia Red. It's an amazing drink. Helps to support your body in many different ways. Okay, so someone had asked me, and I wanted to bring this up. When I first started drinking Ningxia Red, this was 2.5 years ago. I started 2.5 years ago. I used to get a little sleepy every time I would have one. I would, you know, take my shot. I would drink an ounce of it a day. And I noticed I'd get a little tired afterwards. I'd be like, ooh. And then one day I was visiting with family. And this individual, this one person, tends to be a little high energy, if you know what I mean. Very high energy. Go, 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 go. Chatty, chatty, chatty. And I noticed that when we had some of the Ningxia Red, they became very calm. And I thought to myself, I said, are you okay? You're so calm. You're talking so calmly, and you're not all like, you know, buzzing and going. And they informed me, you know, every time I have that drink, I become very calm. I thought, wow, that's interesting. Now, and I'm just throwing this out there. I am not saying that this is the case at all, but I'm putting it out there. I noticed that after about 3, 4, 5 months, around that time, doing Ningxia Red on a daily basis, I could not take the ounce shot if I was going to be out driving, because I would really get sleepy, just like, oh, like I need a 15-minute nap. Now I could drink it any time of day, and I drink plenty of it. I love it. Doesn't affect me that way. In fact, if anything, I feel like it gives me wonderful, steady energy. So I don't know if it's because of the components in it, the properties within it, if they were perhaps working on me, and that's why I was feeling a little sleepy. I have no idea. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit more balanced now, that it doesn't have to work as hard. I don't know. These are all questions. I don't know if they're the answers, but I'm just raising the question. I'm just putting it out there. Oh, I wonder what that's all about. Okay, so that's Ningxia Red. Let's talk about Ningxia Nitro. So these wonderful little tubes, Ningxia Nitro, you see it there? A lot of people like those little 5-hour energies, or they drink those energy drinks that are horrible. They're just filled with chemicals. Please don't drink those, people, please. Okay, so Ningxia Nitro. This is considered, it actually comes in a box like this. Please excuse the rip up here. I ripped it when I was opening it. So it says here, I'm going to read it to you, a wide range of powerful cognitive enhancers, including a proprietary blend of black pepper, nutmeg, vanilla, chocolate, yerba mate, spearmint, and peppermint essential oil. It also contains green tea extract, B vitamins, bioenergy ribose, choline, and Korean ginseng. Helps to support both body and the mind. So, Ningxia Nitro. My son, before he'd go to hit the gym, or if he was working an overnight shift, he would take one of these. I asked him, you know, how is that when you take it before the gym? And he said that he felt like it almost enhanced his workout, that he could really do like a little bit more focal energy in the workout. He felt like he got more out of it. Interesting. I don't really go to the gym, if you couldn't tell. I'm not a gym person, so I couldn't really tell with that. What I could tell was when I first tried it, because I love to try things before I talk about them, I was a little concerned, especially when I read their green tea extract, because this girl right here, not supposed to do caffeine. For my body, it just doesn't do well. So I was concerned about, well, what does that mean if I take something that has that green tea extract? Am I going to get that spike and then come down crashing? Didn't get it at all. In fact, what happened was I had a long night. I was doing like three events. It was like back to back to back. It was a Saturday. So I had like an 11 o'clock event. So I was there from 11 to 1. And then I had one from 3 to 5. And then I had one from 7 to 9. So I was just hustling. And as I was heading to that 7 to 9 one, I was drinking it in the car. So you just give it a shake. You peel off this little top label here, a little cover on it, and then you just drink it. It doesn't taste as good as this. It has a little bit of a kick to it. That's probably the green tea extract in it. But I was steady all night long. Like I felt focused. You know how when you get tired and everything kind of becomes muffled and you feel like the walls are kind of coming in and this is what you see right here? You know, everything else is blurry and dark all around. Not the case at all. I was alert. I was functioning. I was able to, you know, answer questions. I was moving along. And I said, wow, that is amazing. And my son happened to be with me. One of the things that he joked about, my son is precious for those of you that don't know him. One of the things that he joked about was, he goes, you know, Mom, people who don't have energy issues shouldn't be taking this, because apparently I was a little extra happy. Not super energetic, like, you know, bouncing off the walls. Not like, wow, I'm doped up on caffeine. But, you know, almost joyous. It was the strangest thing. I was just so upbeat. And I remember driving and we're singing and I'm like, ooh, and I was really getting into it. And he's just looking at me like, wow, woman, you've just been going all day. And where did this energy come from? I knew where it came from. So that's the nitro. Let me talk to you about these wonderful little 2-ounce Ningxia Red packets. So this, in this little packet right here, is the same thing as what's in this bottle. It's just handier because you can throw this in your bag, you can throw it in a backpack, in your purse, and all you got to do is give it a shake and drink. So this is wonderful. This has 2 ounces of Ningxia Red in it. Now I will tell you that for most people, we do about 1 ounce or 2 a day. That for me was my normal. Sometimes I drink more depending upon what I have going on. So I also want to show you some of the additional things that you can do. So there are oils within this drink. Remember I mentioned the lemon, and it has the orange and the tangerine, all of those wonderful, delicious citrus oils that happen to have limonene in them. And you're going to go online and you're going to take a look and do your own research. Well, I spilled a little there. So what we do in our house, besides spill Ningxia Red, I don't want to lick it and then you all see me because then you'll think I'm a complete pig. All right, I'm using my tablecloth for the moment. Don't tell. I'll wash it. It's not a big deal. All right, so I have my little Ningxia Red shot here, right? Putting that right there for a second. I love to add oils. I love to add oils. So my husband and I, every morning, this is something that we do, we add frankincense. Why? Because frankincense is amazing. That's why. We add frankincense and we add peppermint, and sometimes we'll do one other oil, and that can vary. But every day we do frankincense and peppermint. So I'll just go ahead and I add in a couple of drops. I tend to do 3 drops of frankincense, and then I take some peppermint. And peppermint's a little bit of a kicker. You go, ooh, it'll wake you up real quick. So I go ahead and I add in a drop or 2 of peppermint. Since it's getting a little later, I'm just going to do 1. And you'll notice if you look at it, and I know that you can't see it, but the oils sit on top, right? Because oil and water don't mix. So the oils would just sit on top there. And then we go like this. We actually cheers each other. Cheers, honey, to your health. And bottoms up. Oh. And I always try to make sure I get all of it. It's delicious. So those oils, in addition to the drink itself, I mean, I am giving my body so much nutrition from the inside out. I love that. And it's something that's simple. Some people say, oh yeah, well, how expensive is it? You know, people get concerned about things like that. That's peppermint. I was smelling the lids. Yeah, that's what I do sometimes. I sniff lids to match them up. People will say, you know, Well, how expensive is that bottle? Blah, blah, blah. When you break it down, that ounce of Ningxia Red comes out to like $1 and change. And I look at it this way. How much are you paying for a bottle of water that you're buying at the store, or a cup of tea, or a cup of coffee? These are all things to take into consideration. As far as the nitro goes, because of that green tea extract, for those of you that are concerned about caffeine, I will tell you that it has 35, I believe, 35 to 45 milligrams per tube. And the average cup of coffee is somewhere near 200 milligrams of caffeine, depending upon what kind of coffee you're drinking. Now, I do know that the recommended allowance for caffeine is under 200 milligrams. So this is well underneath that if you choose to use it. And this is not something that I use all the time. This is something that I use on occasion when I'm feeling like I may need an extra boost just to get through the day. Okay? So really nice. I think that's it as far as the Ningxia Nitro. And the Ningxia and the Nitro. They also have Ningxia Zing, which is a carbonated drink. And I apologize, I don't have any here to share or to show. But for those of you that like a little bit of a carbonated beverage and you want to try something that's healthy, it is called Ningxia Zing. I know that my child loves it. I think when we were in Utah, he was drinking those things like they were water. I mean, our energy levels were through the roof. We all commented, you know, I'm not a spring chicken. My husband's not a spring chicken. And there we were going nonstop. And we were amazed at our energy levels. But one of the things that we did the whole time we were there was we were getting pumped up on Ningxia Red shots, the Ningxia Nitro, and also the Ningxia Zing. So it was really, really nice. I noticed that we were sustained the whole time because when we were in Utah, we were going there for workshops and educational seminars, and you want to have the focus and attention so that you can go ahead and learn this powerful information so that I could come back and share it with you. Isn't that amazing? Well, thank you. You can thank Ningxia, and you can thank the Nitro, and you can thank the Zing. I think that's it, everyone. Oh, one more thing. I'm looking at my notes here. So in Ningxia Red, this wonderful little bottle here, Ningxia Red, this bottle contains just over 25 ounces. So one bottle for one person, if you're doing an ounce a day, it'll last you just about a month. It's wonderful. So some people have asked, because there is sodium benzoate listed on the ingredients. Actually, Young Living is not required to list the sodium benzoate on their label because there's so little of it there. However, because Young Living tries to be transparent, completely honest with what it is that they're doing and what they're bringing to their members and their customers, is they make sure that they list all ingredients that are there. So there is 0.00025% sodium benzoate in there. Now, I do know that sodium benzoate is a naturally occurring preservative. They also have synthetic sodium benzoate as well. But just so you know, sodium benzoate is a naturally occurring preservative. It's in fruits and veggies and even herbs. As far as what the United States, what is that, the USDA that makes the levels, the safe levels, less than 1% is considered safe for human consumption. So this is 0.00025%, okay? So you make the best choice for you. I just wanted to let you know that. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to the next video with you. Take care.